Why? You never processed it. You didn't repeat it, link it to emotion, or visualize it. Now imagine you connect Jason to Jason Statham. Visualize him, repeat his name, and say it out loud. Next time you meet him, you remember. Memory isn't a talent, it's a skill. And it starts with understanding how your brain stores information. Memory begins with attention. You can't remember what you never noticed. Every day, your brain receives millions of stimuli, sounds, images, words. It chooses what to keep based on where you focus. If you don't focus, information disappears. Simple. Your brain can't save a file if you never opened it. Stop multitasking. Give your brain 5 full seconds of attention to encode new information. Look, listen, repeat. These seconds make the difference between remembering forever and forgetting. Your brain remembers images, not text. Words are abstract. Pictures are alive. Example, meet a girl named Lily. Instead of memorizing Lily, imagine her hair made of lilies or holding a bouquet. Make it funny, strange, or exaggerated. Memory is emotion. Memory is movement. Turn facts, names, and vocabulary into vivid mental pictures. Your brain will remember these images forever. Your brain loves stories, not lists. To remember a list of items, milk, eggs, book, shoes, cat, create a crazy story. A giant milk carton reads a book while sitting on shoes. A cat with glasses watches. Eggs fall from the sky. Your brain remembers a visual, emotional narrative, not disconnected words. Stories create connection, movement, and fun. Turn boring lists into unforgettable mental movies. Learning once doesn't mean memorizing forever. Your brain forgets quickly without review. Spaced repetition strengthens memory. Review after 1 hour. Review after 1 day. Review after 2 days. Review after 4 days. Review after a week. Review after 2 weeks. Each review reinforces the memory, turning it from sand writing into stone. Language learners, students, and memory champions use this method. Repeat to make knowledge permanent. Emotion makes memory permanent. You remember moments that made you laugh, cry, or feel strong, but not what you wore last week. Connect new information to personal experiences or feelings. Studying a historical date, imagine the human stories behind it, the tragedy, the heroism, the emotion. Even fake emotions help. If a math formula is boring, imagine it as half a pizza you're forced to eat. Your brain remembers emotion, not logic. Teaching is remembering twice. When you teach, you recall, organize, and express information in your own words. Learn the word procrastinate, explain it to a friend, record a short video, or teach yourself in the mirror. Teaching transforms passive learning into active mastery. Students who teach perform up to 90% better. The Mind Palace technique uses your brain's natural ability to remember spaces. Visualize a familiar location, your house, school, or favorite cafe. Place information in specific rooms with images. Example, to memorize planets, living room, Mercury, a hot frying pan. Kitchen, Venus, a perfume bottle sprays pink mist. Bathroom, Earth, a spinning globe. Bedroom, Mars, red dust everywhere. Walk through the palace in your mind. The combination of location and visual stories makes memory vivid and retrievable. Your brain consolidates memory during sleep. The last 10 minutes before bed are critical. Review your notes, whisper them, visualize them, and feel proud. Avoid scrolling social media. Your brain prioritizes the last things you focus on. Review before sleep, and your brain moves knowledge to long-term memory effortlessly. Writing activates your brain in a unique way. It slows you down, forces organization, and strengthens mental connections. Example, learning the word resilience. Write the word, its meaning, a sentence, and your personal connection. Writing turns passive information into an active, living memory. Even 1 sentence a day builds your personal mental library. Testing yourself strengthens memory far more than rereading. Close the book, app, or video. Ask yourself, can I recall it without looking, without cheating? Struggle is where memory grows. Write what you remember. Speak it out loud. Use flashcards. Active recall is the mental gym. Lifting memory weights daily makes your brain stronger and knowledge permanent. A cluttered brain can't remember anything. Too much information, social media, notifications, irrelevant content buries what matters. Treat your mind like a garden. Begin your day in silence. Limit useless input. Journal to release thoughts. Practice digital fasting. Prioritize what deserves your attention. Protect your mental space, and memory, focus, and clarity will flourish. Knowing these steps isn't enough. You must practice them daily. Write what you learn. Teach what you remember. Visualize. Review before sleep. Protect your brain. Build your mind palace. Use emotion. Repeat and recall. Memory isn't about genius, it's about habits. Apply these steps consistently, and you won't just remember. You'll remember what truly matters. Your mind is ready. Make it unforgettable. Your brain doesn't remember random strings of information easily. It craves patterns. That's why chunking is one of the most powerful memory strategies. Think of your brain as a filing system. You wouldn't throw 1,000 loose papers onto a desk and expect to find anything. You'd organize them into folders, each with a label. That's chunking. Example, you need to memorize a 12-digit phone number, 555-1947-30121. As it stands, it's nearly impossible to remember, but chunk it, 555-1947-30121. Suddenly, it's manageable, like 3 mini numbers instead of 12 confusing digits. Your brain sees structure, recognizes patterns, and stores it more easily. Chunking works for words, lists, formulas, dates, or even long paragraphs. When learning English, group vocabulary into themes, food, emotions, travel. When studying history, group events by period, country, or theme. By creating mental folders, your memory becomes organized, powerful, and stress-free. Memory strengthens when your brain receives information through more than one sense. Imagine you're learning the process of photosynthesis. If you just read it silently, it's abstract and easy to forget. But now make it multisensory. See, visualize sunlight hitting green leaves. Hear, say the steps out loud to yourself. Touch or trace the shape of a leaf or point to a plant. Feel, imagine, the warmth of the sun and the smell of a forest. Suddenly, your brain isn't just processing text, it's creating a living experience. Multisensory memory is richer, more vivid, and easier to recall. The next time you need the steps of photosynthesis, your brain will play the movie instead of reading a list. Your brain remembers information that matters to you. Facts alone are forgettable, but experiences, emotions, and personal connections are permanent. Example, studying historical events like April 15, 1912, the day Titanic sank. Instead of memorizing it as a cold fact, imagine the people, the heartbreak, the music, and the bravery. Feel the fear, the loss, the courage. Your brain no longer sees this as a date, it becomes a story tied to emotion. When learning English, don't just memorize the word abandon. Think of the day someone left you, or when you had to leave a project unfinished. Personal connection transforms dry facts into unforgettable memories. Your brain thrives on relevance. If you care, it remembers. Mnemonics are like secret codes your brain loves. They create easy triggers for complicated information. Example, remember the taxonomy in biology. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Turn it into a story. King Philip came over for good soup. Suddenly, random words have rhythm, structure, and a story. Mnemonics aren't just acronyms. They can be rhymes, songs, or silly images. Learning the planets? Picture Mercury in boxing gloves. Fast. Venus with a crown of flowers. Beautiful. And Mars with a red cape. War.